Okay, guys, give me a second. I think I have everything worked out the way I want it. How is everybody doing this evening? I'm doing pretty good. I just need to remember, at least on YouTube, to make sure that I have my lives made up the week before or maybe 2 weeks in advance. Before we get into today's live, tomorrow's live on YouTube and maybe on Instagram is going to be trivia. So, yay. Um, and it will be at 3 o'clock, not 7 o'clock. Also, Tuesday's live. Oh gosh, why am I always so empty when it comes to lives? I honestly have no clue. Other than I'm pretty sure I'm going live next Tuesday. I just have little to no idea exactly what I'm doing. So, yeah. Cool. I have not seen it. I was actually enjoying some ice cream and doing a little bit of laundry. Well, I had everything right here on my desk, or everything here at the desk, and Dad went and moved stuff on me. True story. Actually, if I wanted to, hold on. Because I changed it, and even though I wrote it for a couple days, I don't remember. Oh, yeah. So it's going to be Know Before You Buy. That's the name of the live. Know Before You Buy. So we're going to be looking at pets and the pet trade and being smart about the pet trade. Okay, so have quite a bit to get through tonight, actually. So we are tackling a subject that has some importance for those of you that have pets. Now, you should know right off the bat that I don't have pets, at least, no real pets. But at one time, I did have, wow. At one time, I did have pets, and I like pets. I just don't have pets. And a lot of the animals that we had were inside-outside animals. So, yeah. But I was a kid back then, so we're going to be looking at several different points tonight as we go through today's live. And then I'll spend some time talking about those points. And if you have questions or comments, yeah, I don't, yeah. When it comes to this topic, inside pets don't really matter because they're not encountering wildlife at all. So those of you who have inside pets that never go outside, primo. You don't have to worry about this. First, let's take a look at some pet facts. Good evening. Aw, I think they left. Aw. Stats for 2024. 66% of homes had a pet. That equates to 86.9 million homes. Now, out of that 65.1 million homes have dogs, while 46.5 million homes have cats. Now, it doesn't say how many cats or dogs, just that we have that many homes. That being said, there are a lot of dogs and cats out there. And with so many cats and dogs out there, it shouldn't be surprising that your animal might encounter some kind of wildlife in its lifetime. But moving on to other things. You need to know what wildlife lives in your area. I stress this so much in my videos, in my lives. Yeah, and it really is important. It helps you to protect yourself, your children, and of course, your pets. For example, if you live in Florida and you live near water, or you walk your dog, or maybe your cat, it's a good idea to avoid walking close to the water. If you don't know why, it's because there are alligators in Florida and crocodiles, but primarily we're worried about alligators. If you live in certain drier conditions, you might want to check your backyard before you release your hounds or your cats for rattlesnakes or maybe a stray Gila monster. And if you live down south, you may also want to check your yard for canebrakes, cottonmouths, coral snakes, that sort of stuff. The point is, you want to avoid trips to the pet hospital if you can, and you might want to avoid going to the emergency room. I forgot to click live. Hey Instagram, today we are talking about how to keep your pet safe from outside influences, mainly animals. So if you get too close to the water, and when I say water in Florida, every pond, lake, river, stream, swimming pool could have an alligator. It's basically should be common sense. And we're going to be talking about those as we go through this. Oh, a little bit of a headache. Not good, guys. I am in no way suggesting that you kill any wildlife in order to protect your pet. Not cool at all. Keep your dog on a leash, for Pete's sakes. In many places, it's the law anyway, so why wouldn't you just do it? Keep in mind your dog is a carnivore, and keeping a carnivore, sorry, I misread that. Being a carnivore, they eat meat, and since they eat meat, they might have that predatory instinct still, and that could mean trouble. If they see a squirrel, they might go chasing after that squirrel. Now, that being said, an animal that runs sets off that predatory instinct. I'm not so worried about a squirrel. But let's face it, there are any number of animals out there who you wouldn't want to have an encounter with your pets. After all, there are bigger animals out there than a Chihuahua, bigger animals out there than a Pekingese, bigger animals out there besides your cat, and you want to protect them. Now, I have seen dogs who have, unfortunately, met a porcupine. It is not pleasant, okay? Not pleasant. And You wouldn't want to have to take your dog to the vet to have porcupine quills removed from their snout. You wouldn't. Sorry, I lost my things. And you wouldn't want them to be kicked by a deer. That is how a deer protects itself. So if your innocent dog walks up to a deer to check it out, your dog probably isn't going to like that, or the deer isn't going to like that, and the deer is going to kick. If your dog gets close to the water, alligators can hide in just a few, not even a foot of water, and be almost invisible until they're ready to snap, and then it's too late. They could even be, realistically, they could even be bit by a snake, and when that happens, minutes matter, seconds matter. A leash may not protect them from everything that is out there, but it reduces the chance of your dog taking off after another animal. There are times, if you're not thinking straight and you take your dog in the areas where they shouldn't be, or potentially even areas where maybe it's okay to be, encounters could go wrong. Third thing I want to talk about is keep your cats indoors and supervise your small dogs when it's outside. Yeah, but that's at a zoo. Little bit different. But yes, geese are mean and could chase after your dog. So I want to talk about this for two reasons. One, cats are notorious for bringing their owners presents. Carol, you were telling me about that today. That is not cool. Okay? Your cats are very well fed. There is no reason for them to be killing animals that live outside. Now, I don't make up these facts, I just relay them to you. Consider this: 2.4 million birds are killed by outside cats each year. 2.4 billion birds are killed by outside cats each year. Now, some of those cats are strays. Some of them are cats that are been, for whatever reason, abandoned. But it happens. Now consider that your cat isn't just killing birds. There are any number of animals out there who are bigger than your dog, or your cat. Animals you really don't want them meeting. Things like foxes, coyotes, hawks, eagles, owls are all big enough to take your small dog or your cat, or they could attack your larger dogs. The point is, not all animals are pet friendly. I hate to say it, but a large predator isn't going to care. They're not going to look at your cat and dog and think, oh, there's a play toy. No, they're no different than any wild animal that they might want to eat for lunch or dinner or breakfast. How can you reduce the chances of how to reduce the chances of a bad wildlife encounter in your yard? These are more tips for you. If you have a garage, consider keeping your garbage cans in there. This keeps wild animals from using them as their food dish. If you have a garden, clean up the fruit that falls from your fruit tree. There are any number of animals who will make use of that mess to scavenge. Woodchucks, and have you ever seen woodchuck's teeth? And that's a good idea. A bear could come in and feed off those, whatever they are, apples, whatever. Another thing you might consider is putting away your bird feeder at night. And you might be thinking, well, nature guy, why would I want to take down my bird feeder every night? Well, because bears will feed at your feeders and could come at night. Bring your animals indoors with you. If you leave your small animals outside without you, you might lose them to any number of predators. Coyotes might take that chance to grab a quick meal. Hawks may take that moment to grab a quick meal. And it doesn't necessarily mean that even with you outside with them, that an animal might take you up on an opportunity to have a feast. Seventh thing you might want to consider is making sure that your yard is clean. You can avoid some wildlife encounters by reducing hiding places. Reducing hiding places is going to maybe help ensure that snakes don't have a hiding place. It's not going to stop them 100%, but it might also help keep rodents at bay as well. That's the other thing you might want to consider is cleaning up underneath your bird feeder every once in a while because rodents might come in to feed on that material. And snakes will come in if there's rodents. I know this is a touchy subject, but get your animals vaccinated and get your tick and flea preventatives. You have no idea what animals might have been in your yard before you bought it. You have no idea what is coming into your yard. Sorry, I lost contact again. What the heck? Consider that raccoons can carry distemper, not to mention